So there come the first rates then, and clearly it's going to be all about earnings reactions given the kind of fall that you had in the Infy ADR overnight. While it's a 0.6% cut, 3.5% is the drag that you're seeing for Infosys alone. 14.15 is where that stock is. What's the case with HCL Technologies? Is there a further fall in TCS after yesterday's move? And I can see a whole lot of red across the IT screen right now. While HCL is actually jumping up 0.7%, TCS is dragging a little bit further, circling around at 35.30 odd level in trade. Wipro as well starts off in the red as we speak right now. SBI, after that brokerage downgrade, that stock also is seeing a bit of red. Let's just bring up that stock for you on your screens right now, because that too, after the downgrade coming in on SBI to a sell now, has started off in the red as we speak right now. So that's the key main stocks which are going to be in focus this morning. Now let's talk about some of the winners. Nuvama maintains their buy on NMDC. They've upped the target price to 188 from the earlier 143. Remember, these were big breakout stocks in trade yesterday. Today, it's a lot more tempered across that screen. What about Nalco, Gale? These were the other names. Bosch, PVR Inox. These were all which held out. Coal India saw a very decent move. NTPC, BPCL, these were all green ticks in yesterday's session. Some of them are continuing to maintain their green. Let's also talk about some of the pharma news flow. So Sun Pharma, Lupin in the green perhaps, because for Sun Pharma, the phase 4 trials are showing improvement in dry eye disease patients. Lupin has got a US FDA tentative nod for one of the oral solutions, a generic one at that. So relatively resilient in an otherwise weak market. Flat for Lupin as we speak, although DRL has had a negative news flow. US FDA has issued 9 observations for their manufacturing facility in Hyderabad. So look out for that, what that stock does. Angel One, Anand Rathi. Those could be the big movers this morning, given very strong performance from there. Angel One has gapped up 3.6%, not seeing material excitement for Anand Rathi. Although the AUMs have risen up 10% there sequentially, they've raised their FY24 AUM and revenue guidance as well. And for Angel One as well, the gross client acquisition has come in higher by nearly 60% on a sequential basis, and the revenue as well has seen an uptick of nearly about 30%. Paytm Payments Bank has been fined just a very small amount, but fined regardless by the RBI on regulatory compliance issues. So look out for what that stock as well does in trade, 1% lower on that one. I'm almost rubbing my eyes in disbelief. Are we seeing a big recovery in IT? TCS is actually in the green, 0.5% higher right now. Let's see what Infy is up to. TCS has covered all of its losses. HCL Tech is powering up ahead, 2.25% in the green for HCL Technologies. And even for Infy, that gap down is actually getting bought into, because that too has actually recovered nearly about 2% from its opening lows. 1431 is where Infy is right now in trade. So Kunal, firstly a word on IT, because it's really not all that bad as one thought it to be.
So yes, Aisha, I think it's a good recovery. 2% down for Infosys, 0.5% down out for the other names, 3.5% or rather 3% up for HCL Tech. I think we would probably call this as a not so negative reaction for the IT index so far. And the good part is that many of the large cap IT names are still trading about their key moving averages. So I would expect that the markets have now probably built in a more of a absorption capacity to try and absorb the negativity in terms of results. This could actually be a good sign for the overall IT index. So would wait out for at least the first couple of hours, and if these stocks show signs of stability as well as more upside momentum, I think that's where one would probably look to trade on the upside. In terms of opening trade, DLF is something which looks attractive, and that's a stock which I believe did pretty well a couple of days back, had muted price action yesterday, could be bought into today as well.
All right, let's find out what Naresh makes of the trade setup this morning. And Naresh, lackluster, IT seeing a comeback, broader markets pretty quiet. What are you making of the initial trading ticks, and what would be your first trade?
So a much better tick as such. We've not seen a much larger dip of 150, 200 points. The first trade continues to be the same, looking at IndusInd Bank as an accumulate slowly and add on the way up.
Right, okay, that's the take coming in from both of our chartists on which way the trading day is going to pan out.